Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about copying. That's right, copying. Now, in the last episode, we talked about the 3-step framework that I'm rolling out right now for my new social media marketing funnel. If you haven't yet done this, I want you to go and follow my new Instagram account. It's Ronnie Cruz. I want you to do this because I actually want you to copy what I'm doing over there, right? And here's why. Let me explain. My philosophy behind learning is that there's 2 parts. The first part we're all familiar with. It's learning, it's studying, it's expanding our knowledge base. The second part is something that I feel like is probably more important than the actual just learning, and that's the application, right? We learn a bunch of theory, we learn a bunch of principle, but until we apply them, it really is, it just stays that way, right? It just stays principle and theory. Putting things into action will actually allow you to gain a deeper understanding of those principles and theories. And it's these 2 parts in the learning process that helps increase your capability. So make sure you do both. And that's what I want you to do with that account, right? Go follow Ronnie Cruz, learn from what I'm teaching you on the account, but also copy it, apply it. Now, why copy? One of the biggest setbacks, or one of the biggest hurdles that I see people experience, one of the biggest roadblocks when it comes to doing anything new, especially something like social media marketing, is that they get very, very intimidated and they hesitate before taking the first step. And I get it, right? There's lots of unknowns. It's very foreign territory, and it can be intimidating and scary. One of the simplest and easiest things you can do to get over that hump is to copy what other people are doing, right? Copy what somebody who is already successfully doing what you're trying to do. It's really that simple. And I guarantee you, no matter what it is, there are already tons of people out there that are successfully doing what you're trying to do. So just model what they're doing. And so the next piece of the conversation then is I really have to clarify what I mean by copying. And it's really modeling, right? Copying, when I say copying, I don't mean steal. Do not plagiarize. Very, very bad, right? Don't just outright steal other people's IP. Don't just outright steal their content. First of all, you'll eventually, if you're out there perpetrating somebody's IP as your own, you'll eventually be figured out and seen as a fraud, right? Like there's that. And so there goes your entire reputation. Number 2, you can also get into a lot of legal problems, right? There are people in this space. I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but many coaches and teachers will actually trademark or copyright their IP. I know people that trademark their frameworks, right? And so you really got to be careful of this, and you got to watch out when you're doing it. If you're using somebody's very specific and trademarked IP, make sure you're giving them credit. And I do that all the time. You guys know that I do that all the time on this show. I give credit where credit's due, and I also send my audience to those people because I know if they have resources that can help my audience, everybody wins, right? Everybody wins. So make sure you're really being careful of that. Do not steal other people's IP. Do not steal other people's. Do not plagiarize other people's IP. Now, what do I mean then when I say copy? It's really just modeling, right? Model what other people are doing, model their ideas, model their principles, model their frameworks, and apply it to your own specific needs and tailor make it to your own specific style and circumstance. With content specifically, like let's just talk about content creation and publishing. I copy all the time, right? I copy all the time. There's again a lot of social media gurus and coaches out there, social media growth coaches who show you how to grow your social media, right? And give lots of great tips and tools. And so I just model what they're doing. I model their ideas. I model their principles. I repackage it. So that again, it suits my needs. It's spoken in my own voice, and if I'm quoting, directly quoting and stealing their verbiage, I'll quote them. But I repackage that because, well, yeah, all our journeys are unique. I can't copy them outright because it's not going to make sense for my context, right? With my new account, the Ronnie Cruz account on Instagram, you can't really copy that outright because it's very specific as far, well, some of that content is very specific. An aspect, let me say that, an aspect of that content is very specific to me living on a mountain. I mean, 90% of that content right now is me wearing overalls, right? So that's not necessarily going to apply to your specific situation. We all have our unique messages and stories to tell, and that's what I really want you to focus in on with your content. But you can also model what I'm doing there. You can model the ideas. You can take the specific content ideas from that account, and again, tailor make it to your own specific needs for your own specific context. That way, yeah. Well, you're building your social media around your own unique narrative and your own unique message that you're trying to convey out there and get out to the marketplace and grow your audience with, right? So it's not like just outright copying exactly like carbon copying. Well, I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. That's a my generation thing. For those of you who are old enough, you'll know what carbon copy means. But like photocopying, let's just say photocopying. You're not just screen grabbing my exact content and applying it and perpetrating as your own. You're adapting and you're modeling and adapting the content ideas and principles and repackaging it for your own needs and for your own, in your own style. So that, well, it's because you want to be congruent with your own specific unique message and journey, right? That you're sharing on your social, right? So there's that. There's copying in that regard. When it comes to frameworks, same thing. Just model the framework. I taught the framework in the last episode, and now you have at least an understanding of it from a principle and a theory base. By following the new account, you can then see step to step how it rolls out, and so you get an even deeper understanding. But then as you model what I'm actually doing and applying the framework, then you'll get an even deeper understanding of the principle, and you know why the framework is there, right? So copy the framework, absolutely, all day long. Copy the framework. And here's the thing. I think the last piece of the copying conversation that I want to get to, especially when it comes to looking at other people's framework and examining their processes, right? Like really breaking down. Okay, so this is why Ronnie's doing this, and it's leading to this, and it's leading to this next step. Or again, whoever it might be. Like you can be following a fitness influencer. Oh, this is why they're posting this, and this is leading to this, and this is leading to this, and this is their process. What copying and modeling these processes does for you, beyond increasing your capability and skill level, it actually teaches you to learn, right? It teaches you to be a better learner, right? Because then you can look at specific processes without them even talking about the framework, without me even talking about the framework. If you increase your ability to learn, you could actually just look at that account, the M. Ronnie Cruz account, and you can look at it step by step. Okay, this is why he's doing this. This is why he's doing this, and this is why it's leading to the next step in the framework. That's exactly what I did when I looked at. Well, I've talked about the social media influencer / affiliate marketer that had gotten me into her presentation. Like, I was following her step-by-step process because she promised that she was going to teach a framework, or no, she was going to teach a blueprint on how to generate, it was like $10,000 using social media marketing, right? And affiliate marketing, because I wanted to learn about affiliate marketing. So what I did was, beyond learning from her presentation and the stuff that she promised to teach there, what I did was I broke down each step of that framework, each step of what she was doing. And that is what I'm basing my framework on, right? And so it's my ability to learn, not just from the actual learning part, right, the studying part, but I learn through examining the process and copying that process. And so this is really important for you to kind of nurture this ability to kind of break down and examine and then copy other people's frameworks and other people's processes. Is really important because it increases your ability and capability to actually just learn, right? To just learn, so that you're not relying necessarily entirely on a seminar or a book or a master class, which are all good, don't get me wrong, but you're also learning and increasing your ability of discernment and your own cognitive process, right? You're improving your own cognitive process. So yeah, really important. So copy what I'm doing. That's really what I'm getting to. Copy what I'm doing. Go to M. Ronnie Cruz, copy what I'm doing. And the last step of that entire process for the M. Ronnie Cruz account is to convert to sales, right? And so if you don't have anything that you're necessarily selling yet, reach out to me. We have in my company, again, I'm a network marketer. I don't shy away from that, but we already have a vehicle, right? So if you are learning to build a marketing funnel, but you have nothing to sell, what's the point of the marketing funnel, right? So if you're looking for a more complete package, you can learn how to implement the marketing funnel and this framework that I'm teaching you, and you'll have products and services to sell at that back end, and so everything is there for you, right? It's a complete package, and then of course, if you join me on that venture, then I'll be there as your direct coach. I'll be mentoring and coaching you every step of the way. So that's an added benefit, all right? So yeah, reach out to me. That's really the last piece, and part of why I want you to follow the M. Ronnie Cruz account, so that you see the entire process. If you're missing that last piece of the process, well, I have an answer for you, right? I have products that are very good and that you can tack on to the back end of your marketing, and start generating sales. It's really that simple. So copy what I'm doing, employ it, learn from it, use the frameworks, become a better thinker, become a better learner, and it's just a home run all the way. Copying, I think, is a great resource that you can rely on, and I think more people do it than not. But however, I don't necessarily know if people are doing it in the most effective way. All right, so copy effectively, model the ideas, model the principles, model the frameworks, adapt it to yourself, as well as really examining and breaking down the processes without being directly taught, and you're going to be that much more capable. You're going to increase your skill level, exponentially, and then really you can sell anything. And of course, if you need something to sell, I got something that you can sell. Right? So that's going to do it for today. Thank you for tuning in. More from me in the next one. So until then, be well, be safe. See you in the next episode.